Back at Giants Stadium, it's 10-3. The Giants lead the Cowboys. Pat Summerall with John Madden. 4:49 left to play in the first half. The Giants have to win and Green Bay has to lose for them to be in the playoffs. Rodney Peete has replaced Troy Aikman at quarterback for Dallas. Peete gives to Blair Thomas. Out to about the 20, about the 23, an 8-yard pickup. Is that pylon inbounds or is it out of bounds?
It's a pylon that marks the goal line right there.
Pylon is always out of bounds, always has been out of bounds, always will be out of bounds. So if you dive and get the pylon, it's no touchdown.
Well, that's what Ricky Waters in that game, he was arguing. He was telling the official, he called the official babe. He said, but babe, I hit the cone, I hit the cone.
Not
the cone's out of bounds.
Not a cone, and he's not a babe. Stacy Dillard made the stop on Thomas.
That's a guy who's playing real well for the Giants is Dillard. But you see the whole line here. The linemen take on those blocks, and then the linebackers have to come and fill the holes. Stacy Dillard, he went for the whole enchilada up there.
Yeah.
Luckily, they ducked on that one because Stacy Dillard almost had himself the top of the body.
Third down and about 3. Peete to throw it. Lofts it to Harper, who comes down with the ball. A flag on the play. It's going to be offensive interference, I'm sure. Harper.
Yeah, you never know the way they call interference, Pat. I mean, you'd think it would be offensive interference, but the way they call it, Michael Irvin's there arguing with the official, and he wasn't even the receiver.
Interference, number 80 of the offense. 10 yards, repeat third down.
You were right. The Giants complained about that all week, how Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper both push when the ball's in the air. You see Harper, yeah, he's pushing there with both hands. That's the old, you push the defensive back, Felipe Sparks there, and then you jump. But the way Harper can jump, I don't think he needs that much push.
No, he doesn't.
You know, any backup quarterback for the Cowboys, whether it be Rodney Peete now or Jason Garrett, remember on Thanksgiving?
Yep.
That becomes their favorite play. Just throw a jump ball to Alvin Harper.
3rd and 13. 3 wide receivers for Rodney Peete to work with. Pass is caught by Kevin Williams. And that's enough for a Cowboy first down. Less than 3 minutes left to play in the first half at Giants Stadium.
Rodney Peete zipped that in. Watch Nate Newton here. Now, this is what you call area blocking or zone blocking. See, he starts out left. He's looking. He's blocking here and then looking out there the whole time. See, he's going to get help. Then he goes and he helps. And that's how you area block a stunt. And they picked that up perfectly.
He and Tooney have been working together a long time.
Yeah, it's not easy to be a big old lineman. You know, they think they're just a bunch of big old guys sitting around there doing nothing.
Peete going deep. The pass is incomplete, intended for Harper. Behind him just a little bit. Thomas Randolph was back with him and had an interception. Harper knocked it out of his hand.
Yeah, there is a guy that I like is this Thomas Randolph because he's going to be a corner. I mean, he's only a rookie. He's a young guy, but the thing that he can do is he can run. And because you can run, then you can put yourself in positions to knock the ball down and make interceptions. That time he put himself in perfect position for an interception.
If Harper hadn't gotten his hand in there, he would have had one. 2nd and 10.
That's the way these Cowboy receivers are taught. If you don't get it, don't let them get it.
Draw play. Darrell Johnston flag down. They moved too early.
One thing about Rodney Peete, he's coming in and attacking.
Number 84. It's still 2nd down.
Novacek, the violator.
You know, Barry Switzer really didn't want Troy Aikman to play today, and I think Troy Aikman probably talked him into playing a little, and then he started getting beaten around there. You know, the last play he was in there was a sack. Michael Strahan sacked him. That was the time Eric Howard kind of finished him off. And
oh, you could tell last night when we were talking to Barry Switzer, he didn't want Aikman to play.
No,
he really didn't want to take a chance.
Because he says that, you know, that he would rather go healthy and get oiled up later. And in this game, in this stadium, I don't know that you're going to get in sync anyway.
Here's Rodney Peete. Gets it to Kevin Williams, and that's another Dallas first down, but there's a flag on the play.
And the thing that I have no idea is why Michael Irvin is still in there. I think they were smart in not even dressing Emmitt Smith, and I don't know that Michael Irvin should even be dressed.
Illegal motion, number 85 of the offense.
Against Kevin Williams.
5 yards. Repeat, second down.
You get in the game knowing you're competing. It doesn't make any difference if you have everything clinched. If you're a champion or you want to be a champion, you compete. I mean, there's only one way to play this game.
Things start flowing a little faster and happening much more quickly, and you get well more quickly.
I think Ernie Zampese decided with Rodney Peete here, he was a little conservative with Troy Aikman. I think he was trying to protect him. With Rodney Peete there, I think they're just going to air this thing out.
2 minutes left to play in the first half at Giants Stadium, and the Giants lead the Cowboys 10-3.
Get it moving.
Keep on moving. Oh, yeah. Come on. Sing it. Yeah.
And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving.
Come on.
Coors Light.
Oh, yeah.
Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy.
Sing it.
Coors Light. Keep on moving.
'Twas the weeks before Christmas and all through the land. The referees worried, the playoffs at hand. The hitting, the running, the blocking, the blitzing. The safe little booth the TV guy sits in. My blimp's in the air. It flies through the night. A Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Only one combines power and effortless performance like Fred Couples. Only one blends pinpoint control and the ability to read the terrain like Lee Trevino. Only one personifies endurance like Arnold Palmer. Only one can play like this. Seville STS with the North Star system. The great performers are always creating a higher standard.
Tomorrow at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. If you're tired of watching shows about families that are too good to be true, then spend Christmas with the Bundys for another outrageous episode of Married with Children, followed by a brand new episode of the George Carlin Show tomorrow night here on Fox. Right now on Fox, 2 minutes to go in the first half at Giants Stadium with the Giants leading Dallas 10-3. They have to win, and Green Bay has to lose for them to make the playoffs. Rodney Peete back to throw the screen pass. The Darryl Johnston played very well by Jarvis Williams.
It's interesting. Yesterday, the Giants were all saying that they were going to guard against watching the scoreboard for the Green Bay-Tampa Bay game, and Dan Reeves was talking about it, and that he didn't want to do it. He just wanted to be concerned with the Cowboys. I don't see the score anywhere in this stadium of the Green Bay-Tampa Bay game. So there's no way that they were always all worried about guarding against and not looking and not watching, and the fans looking and watching and reacting. And I don't think anyone in this stadium has been given that opportunity thus far.
21-6. The Packers just scored again.
Maybe that's why.
I would imagine.
I'll tell you, even if the Giants finish 9-7, win this game, finish 9-7, and don't make the playoffs, that's still, when you've lost 7 in a row, that's still a heck of an accomplishment for this guy and his team.
Well, no team has ever lost 7 in a row in the course of the regular season and made the playoffs. But interestingly, Dan Reeves said that when training camp started, he was asked about what kind of team he had, and he said, I think we'll wind up 9-7. Here's Rodney Peete. To Darryl Johnston. To the 38. Not enough for the first. Jarvis Williams and Corey Raymond made the stop.
And the Giants take a timeout, which is smart because they're going to get the ball and then they're going to have the wind, and they have plenty of time to get in field goal position, especially with a kicker like Daluiso. You know, I mean, you just need a couple first downs, and you can get another shot at a field goal here before halftime.
A reminder that next week we'll be there on Sunday. Half-hour pregame show before the wild card game. We don't know where yet, but John and I'll be there somewhere.
I tell you, this is the most fun part of this. I mean, I love this time, the end of the season, you know, the Christmas, the New Year's, the playoffs, the you know, and the winners go on, the losers go home. The whole championship atmosphere is kind of what this whole thing is all about.
Yep.
Can't beat this.
John Jett back deep for Dallas. He'll punt. Meggett will handle it at the 24. Got some blockers. Knocked out of bounds by Dave Thomas and Dale Hellestray.
Yeah, that has to be something. When you are a punt returner like Dave Meggett, and he's a good one. I mean, he's one of the best in football, and you have to do it here in the Meadowlands. You are a real punt returner. Because with this wind in this stadium, that ball does a lot of funny things from the time it leaves the toe until it gets to your hands. Watch it. Now he'll do something. He'll look up at the ball, then he will look down at the coverage, and then up at the ball again. One of the few punt returners to do that. Most of them just look up at the ball, and watch the ball into their hand. He'll look at the ball, the coverage, and the ball.
And first and 10 Giants. That's Meggett. Giants have one timeout left. They won't use it yet. They'll hustle back. Clock still running. 1:15 left to play in the first half. 2nd and 8. Here's Brown. Pass is underthrown. Aaron Pierce, the intended target.
That was really underthrown. That didn't even reach his knees. That was right down at his toes. Aaron Pierce couldn't even reach down for that one.
Most of Brown's passes have been affected by the wind or his throw, except one.
Yeah, and that one that he threw that was a sidearm pass. You know, that was that cross to Sherrard. But he says he learned from Phil Simms that you don't try and push it through the wind. You try and smooth it through the wind. He looks like he's trying to smooth some of these too much.
Brown to throw, and that's a good throw to Arthur Marshall. And they'll move the sticks with that one. And stop the clock also with 1:03.
Here now he has good pass protection here, because they not only pass protect and give him time, but they form a pocket. You see the pocket here? And then he can step up and throw the ball. You know, we talk about all the things that Dave Meggett does. I mean, he's a good punt returner, kick returner, receiver, runner, but he's also turned into a good pass protector.
He's back in the spread with Dave Brown. Stays the block. Brown going deep. Incomplete. Kevin Smith back there with Chris Callaway.
I tell you, that pump didn't work at all. Chris Callaway was going. He was double teamed all the way. And old Dave Brown tried to look the other way and pump it and then throw it to the right.
Smoothed it out there pretty well.
Yeah, he smoothed it out and the pump and all that. I mean, that's something that looks good in practice, but it didn't have any effect whatsoever on the Cowboys secondary. This is where Charles Haley is going to just pin his ears back. This down and the next down.
Brown steps up in the pocket, hit, and underthrows Chris Callaway. Hit just as he let it go by Chad Hennings.
That's the thing, you know, Haley comes and they ride him out. Jumbo Elliott did a good job of riding out Charles Haley, but in doing so, that made Dave Brown step up into the rush. You watch Haley here, you're going to see him here. Now Jumbo is going to do a good blind. In fact, he does a good job of darn near choking him. But in running him around, that made Dave Brown step up right into Chad Hennings.
3rd and 10. Brown, this is all planned. His move to the right. The throw is out of bounds, complete to Sherrard, but he's out of bounds.
You know what they had back here? Remember last week against the Eagles?
Yeah.
He rolled and threw back. He had it again. If he would have looked back here, he had Aaron Pierce back here all by himself.
Did it once to Pierce, once to Meggett that really set up the field goal that won the game.
I know it. And you're going to see it. It'll be back away from the roll back here if we just let the roll go. He rolls out here to the right. And then if you just come out here, if we just stop it right now, here he is right there.
To punt to Kevin Williams. Flag on the play. Flag way back across midfield. Hey, Brown, 2 plays ago, hurt his hand. Jerry Austin is the referee.
Into the kicker, number 47. Penalty is declined. First down, Dallas.
Penalty is declined. Why would they decline it?
Because it was a 5-yard penalty.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have changed anything, and they just wanted to keep him down there because they got it inside the 5 yards. See, it used to be there would be an automatic first down, or anytime you'd have roughing the kicker. Now the penalty has to be the length of the kick, and since they got it down to the 5-yard line, they said, well, let him just stay down there.
Dallas has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. That was running into the kicker instead of roughing the kicker,
which was a 5-yard
right.
penalty, and they were 4th and 10.
Rodney Peete will just let it run out. Coming up on the Dockers halftime, James and Terry will have all today's scores and highlights from around the league. Plus, we'll look at the year's most spectacular plays with a final edition of Choice Cuts. That's all coming up next on the Dockers halftime. That's the end of the first half with the score, the Giants 10, the Cowboys 3. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as Fox NFL Saturday will continue after this message and a word from your local Fox station.
I'm John Walsh. Tonight, our holiday gift to you. Reports on 8 captures. A mob informant, Kenny the Rat. He turned in some of the biggest names in the business, then turned on the cops. And no ID, just a blurry surveillance tape and a mother's broken heart. Your tips helped catch her son's killer. Plus, this fugitive told a friend he was going to be one of America's most wanted. So the friend told police. Now this alleged murder is in custody. I'll see you tonight, right after Cops.
You're watching Fox NFL Saturday.
Norman Stockton wants to remind you that at this time of year, it's important to stay warm and fashionable. And the place to do that is Norman Stockton. There's an incredible selection at Lady Stockton. Beautiful outfits for today's women that will make everyone take notice. And don't forget handsome men's sweaters and slacks that will keep you looking great throughout the season. You'll find lots of styles and colors to choose from. Stay ahead of the fashion game with a little Norman Stockton style. Come in and see us on Stratford Road in Winston-Salem.
Continental Light is proud to present the new phone number that lets you fly for peanuts. It's 1-800-PEANUTS. Again. It's 1-800-PEANUTS. Get it?
Now it's easier than ever to fly for peanuts on Continental Light. Just call 1-800-PEANUTS. Continental Light. More airline for your money.
A good physique is very important to me. My job is basically all about resistance. Come on, pick it up. Fortunately, that's something I didn't have to deal with when I purchased my new Saturn. It was easy to buy, and it's a blast to drive. 2001, 2002, 2003.
This NFL on Fox game is brought to you in part by Saturn of Winston-Salem and Greensboro.
This is the Dockers halftime. 100% cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers.
We'll call his name. All right, welcome back to Hollywood for the Doctor's Halftime along with Terry Bradshaw. I'm James Brown. Giants right now winning at the half by 7. We said it during a pregame show. You cannot turn it on and off like Dallas is trying to.
Yeah, they're trying to. You know, Troy's now out of the football game. He has been knocked down 5 out of 9 passing attempts. And we look at Emmitt Smith, who's out of this game with a pulled hamstring left one. Here's one of the hits. Eric Howard knocks Troy down. And then we see young Dave Brown back, finds Mike Sherrard on the greatest route in all of football. And you know what that is, JB? That's the crossing route. Runs by the middle linebacker, Robert Jones, who had him man for man all the way. Giants up 7-zip, leading 7-3 at halftime.
All right, and right now it is, in fact, a 10-3 Giants lead. New York needs a victory and a Green Bay loss in order to make it into the playoffs. All right, in Atlanta, knowing that Arizona needs a victory and some help to make the playoffs, Falcons on top by 4. That a halftime score.
Buddy Ryan hoping for a victory. One of the things that the Falcons did was bring in Kevin Gilbride, of the former offensive coordinator for the Oilers. He said, throw it deep. Bernie Manuel, he gets by rookie Brent Alexander. Terry Hogue gives chase. No good, 85 yards. Touchdown pass reception from Jeff George.
All right, and Bobby Hebert is in there right now for Jeff George, as his finger, the one that he broke last week, is bothering him. Cardinals trailing by 4. In Tampa Bay, Green Bay winning big by 15. Packers can still clinch the Central, and right now looking very impressive.
Edgar Bennett on a draw up the middle. No one there. Good running by Bennett. He will go 39 yards. First Green Bay score, they're up 7-0. Nothing. Then on the second play, 4th down, Hardy Nickerson. Look at that stop. He missed the first game. 4th and goal, no good. Nice job. Now the fade route. 16th touchdown reception of the year for young Sterling Sharp from Brett Favre. Favre again, 22-yarder. Sterling Sharp. 17 touchdown receptions. Brett Favre, 32 TD passes. That ties Lynn Dickey for the club record.
Major slight by not putting Favre on the Pro Bowl team. All right, Green Bay right now, 15 points better than the Bucs that late in the second quarter. Okay, in Cincinnati, Philadelphia is leading 20-10. Bubby Brister is at the helm for the Eagles. In Chicago, it is a 3-point New England lead. Both of these teams trying to make it to the playoffs. In Cleveland, Cleveland is really whomping up on the Seahawks, 21-0. That's a Terry Bradshaw word. And in Indianapolis, it is Buffalo leading by 6. Back with choice cuts after this.
Fofusu is coming. Starting January 8th, there's only one place for non-stop comedy. Introducing Fox's Funny Sunday. First, catch classic episodes of The Simpsons. Then, Max is back in Get Smart. Followed by all new episodes of The Simpsons, and John Leguizamo stars in the outrageous comedy House of Buggin'. Followed by Married with Children and the award-winning Dream On. Fox's Funny Sunday starts January 8th.
How do you keep hope alive? How do you make a dream come true? I'm Carlton Bailey of the New York Giants, and I've seen it happen right here in Newark, New Jersey. I can remember when the YMCA was about to go under, at a time when young people needed this center as an alternative to the streets. But the United Way and the people here didn't give up. They found a leader in Milton Harrison. As the new CEO, he galvanized community support while the United Way contributed hundreds of thousands of dollars into the new program. And it worked. Students can learn how to use computers or get in shape. This Y now builds bodies, minds, and spirits in those young people who have hopes and dreams for a better tomorrow. United Way, reaching those who need help, touching us all.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
We all need somebody to lean on.
And welcome back to Doctor's Halftime. You know, this is my favorite part of the show because I understand you had a hand in devising the plays we're about to see.
Select every one of them, JB. For all you boys and girls out there that are getting ready for Santa to come visit, I hope you've been more nice than naughty, and he brings you a whole bunch of big old gifts. We got some gifts for you, and they're called our Choice Cuts, the best plays of the '94 NFL season. Watch.
Vernon Turner backpedaling. Comes to the near side, got a block down there. High step into the 25, to the 30, down the sideline, 35, 40, 45, 50. We could see history. 40, 35, 30. He's to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt. There's a formation to the left side. Toss goes to Conway, rolling right. Conway looking to throw. He's a former quarterback. Conway away. Pops it back over the middle. And it's broken up.
Montana takes the snap. Back to throw. Looking right. Firing a pass set. A leaping grab. Willie Davis. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Tyrone Hughes. Mr. Everything. Wow. Mr. Everything. Ball. Mr. Everything.
Is there, and he's into the end zone. He's done it. Gary Wright is the touchdown scorer of the century.
He's to the 40, to the 45, he laterals. He knocks down the official, and Troy Vincent is over. Troy Field. Oh my God! The 35, the 30. He's gonna go!
Everett to throw. Picked off. Sanders up the right side. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. Into the middle of the field. He's high stepping. He's to the 10. He throws into the end zone. He walks the walk and scores a touchdown. 49ers put it away.
Now, I know you are never at a loss for words. Any comments over that last highlight?
Only thing I want to say to our boys and girls out there, we didn't mean to show you crunch time. That's all I got to say, JB.
And back with more Dockers halftime after this. The boys and girls out there.
You're watching Fox NFL Saturday.
Holiday bills got you down? No problem. At Parks Chevrolet, it's no problem. Parks wants to put you in a car for the new year. Credit problems? Bankruptcy? Foreclosure? Repossession? Tax liens? Divorce? No problem. From now through January 2nd, finance representatives will be on hand to help you buy during this final year-end event. Our lenders look for ways to say yes to every application. No application will be refused. Credit problems are no problem at Parks Chevrolet. Feel the Parks difference. Parks Chevrolet, Business 40 and Highway 66, Kernersville.
Now, places you have longed to visit, places you have only dreamed about, are closer than ever. Because of our alliance with British Airways, the U.S. Air Frequent Traveler Program lets you earn free trips to over 300 cities in over 70 countries. Who said dreams can't come true?
Come here, you have got to see this. This is something else.
Need a bigger television? Then visit the experts at Kelly's, where we've got tons of big screens, big names, and the lowest prices, all of which means, you guessed it, you're going to save big. We can even show you how it all comes together in one of our home theater rooms. So get the big picture.
Honey, where's the remote?
At Kelly's, the home of home theater.
Some of Crown's newest family members, talking of their experience with a dealership that's different.
The people at Crown Dodge are really what makes it, absolutely. I think the most important thing to do if you're shopping for a Dodge is to come out to Crown Dodge here in Greensboro. These are people who are going to take care of you. They're going to ask you what you're looking for, and they're going to find it for you. I'm coming back to Crown in Greensboro, the best dealership in the Triad.
Happy holidays from the Crown family to yours. West Wendover Avenue, Greensboro.
This NFL on Fox game is brought to you in part by Crown Automobile.
This first half highlight is brought to you by MCI, proof positive. And no doubt about what the highlight was. Sherrard is number 88, Mike Sherrard, the ex-Cowboy, now the Giants' prime wide receiver.
And once Dave Brown sees that, he's going to smooth it in there to him sidearm. And Mike Sherrard showed here that he can still run. I mean, he ran right through everyone and then said, it's Christmas Eve. I want to go give a Christmas present to someone.
Early. He's got food and a football. How good can it get?
Well, yeah, and he's not giving it up either. You see, he has that tucked under his left arm the way you're supposed to tuck it in there.
The food?
No one's going to know. No, that's in the right arm.
The right arm, yeah.
He cares more about that football than he does about the food. But if the guy did fumble it wouldn't be an MCI highlight.
That's very true.
But Sherrard took off. And I mean, once he got that cross and got going upfield, he took off like a shot.
Boniol to kick off.
Yeah, the funny thing about that play, that was for 49 yards. And the Giants' other 23 plays, they only had 45 yards.
Boniol to kick. Meggett will gather it in at about the 8. Dave Meggett. He hit and knocked backward by Dave Thomas, and a flag on the play.
That's the way you're supposed to do it. You have to get down there, pass the blocker, square up, and make a tackle. And when you can hit a guy like Dave Meggett that squarely, you're a good tackler.
Yep. See what you hit is the sign that's posted in the locker room, and I don't think you can do that with your eyes shut, can you?
No, and tackling is always tough, any tackling, and the toughest is open field tackling. And of the open field tackling, I think, kick return tackling is the toughest.
Terry Austin, the referee. He's been sort of quiet.
Yeah, it's nice.
2 fouls after the change of possession. Illegal use of hands, number 41 of the kicking team. We have holding, number 31 of the receiving team. Since both fouls occurred after the kick and during the run back, the fouls will be offset at the spot of the dead ball. 1st and 10, New York.
And maybe that's why Dave Thomas got in such good position as he was holding.
Well, hit the kicker in the back of the head with the flag. Again, look out.
But he throws it twice. So the thing is, I mean, that was a lot of talk. But when you have to throw a double flag deserves a lot of talk.
And nothing happened. 1st and 10 Giants at their own 29. Hampton, the ball carrier. Cut down by Robert Jones.
Yeah, and that's the Cowboy defense right there. As you let those linemen penetrate, you let the linemen stunt, they take the gaps, they do all that stuff. Then the linebackers with speed have to go up and down the line of scrimmage. You see penetration by the linemen, and then the linebackers just skating right down the line of scrimmage, and then that speed that Robert Jones has to turn it on at the end to make the tackle.
And a good tackle it was. 2nd and 10. Hampton and Rashid behind Brown. And Hampton gets the carry. Hampton is hit at about the 30. He might have picked up 2. Leon Lett and Dixon Edwards on the stop.
He's the big guy in that defensive line is Leon Lett. Russell Maryland's not a big guy, and we said, Tony Tolbert's not a big guy at one end. Haley's not a big guy at the other end, but the guy that is the big guy,
the big
6'6", 290 pounds, is Leon Lett.
And Chad Hennings, who's in there now, is a good size.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Neither one of them really play big and strong. I think because they're tall and they stand up a little.
But they both can run. Brown out to Hampton. Flag on the play. Well, we said we hadn't heard much from the referees and the officials. Now we're hearing a lot.
Do you see Chris Callaway make that block?
Yeah.
Of all the wide receivers in football, Chris Callaway could be the best blocker.
Jerry Rice ranks up there pretty well.
And John Taylor for years was. But Chris Callaway, they bring him in and he blocks defensive ends and stuff. He picked off someone on that play.
Yeah, he's about the only wide receiver we talked to any coach. And Dan Reeves said we miss not his receiving, but his blocking.
And this is why right there. What? See, he just picks him right off. He just throws his whole body and goes airborne. You don't find many wide receivers that don't care. He doesn't care.
3rd and 17. Dave Brown deep. Jumbo Elliott tackled Charles Haley. Sherrard caught the pass out of bounds. Not enough for first.
Yeah, and that's the second holding penalty in a row against the Giants. On that block that Callaway made, there was also a holding penalty.
Number 76 of the offense, 10 yards, repeat third down.
And you were right, it's Jumbo Elliott. As Jumbo Elliott is right here, here's Charles Haley. I think Jumbo's been holding him quite a bit today. You know, he gets that hand up there. You see that left arm around the neck? He starts it there, and then he just hooked him and kept spinning him around. But he's been getting that left arm up around Haley's neck all day when Haley takes that outside rush.
3rd and 28. There's no play for this. Brown gets to make it. Hennings and Leon Lett smother it.
That's like wearing black shoes and brown socks. They're the give-ups. You say there's no play for it, and the draw is kind of a play to run just before you have to punt.
Mike Horan will punt out of the end zone. Kevin Williams standing close to midfield. Black shoes and brown socks is a give up.
Yeah. When you don't care anymore, you just give up. You don't worry about how you look. You don't care.
How about the reverse?
That's also a give up. That's a reverse give up.
Kevin Williams looking for a hole and found one. Got to beat Horan. Horan slowed him down enough. The help got there, and Williams is out of bounds at the 10.
That was a play by Horan because Williams has the speed, and if Horan doesn't slow him up, this is a touchdown. Watch, you have a wall. Now he caught the ball on the right, and his return was to the left. So he got it on the right, and he had to run his return left. He takes it all the way to the left. The Giants got caught inside that wall. And as you said, Mike Horan makes a good play here by just making him do that. When Williams had to do that, then Corey Whitmer could come in behind him. But that was a beautiful wall that the Cowboy return set up.
1st and 10, Dallas. That's Blair Thomas. Thomas close to 6, but didn't quite make it. At the 1, it'll be 1st and goal from there as Thomas Randolph took him down. A cutback that would make you think of Emmitt Smith. Almost.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't think so. Here's Blair Thomas here, and you're going to see his cutback. He starts to the left, then he cuts it back to the right. A missed tackle right there, and then he just keeps going to the right because he saw once he cut back to the right, got by that missed tackle, he saw the end zone.
1st and goal at the 1. It's Thomas. Touchdown, Dallas.
The most excited guy out there is big Larry Allen, the rookie right tackle. If you're an offensive lineman and you get down in the goal line, you want them to run behind you. And when they do run behind you, you better make your block. And when you do that, then you can get excited like the running backs.
Blair Thomas made sure he had the ball. His first touchdown as a Cowboy. Boniol for the extra point to tie it. Novacek holding. We have a tie, 10-10. 11:01 left in the 3rd.
Ah, the big city in your snazzy new Mercedes-Benz. What a surprise. Mr. Cabby forgot the signal. Good thing your side windows are made not to fog up. And here's the boys from Nikki's Pizza. With close ratio steering, you won't get pepperoni on your hood. Oops, was that a pothole? From where you're sitting, one never knows. Yes, the big city. If you can make it here, you can, well, you know the rest.
This is Red Dog beer. It's not ice brewed, fire brewed, and it's not some nursing sipping red. It's just genuinely good beer. Okay, there is one thing unusual about Red Dog. It's unusually easy to drink. Because it's bold yet smooth. Because it's made with the finest natural ingredients. Are you gonna like Red Dog? Yeah, we think so. But hey, it's your call.
critics are calling Disclosure. A sizzling, sexy powder cake. Sensational, 4 stars. Fantastic, a complete winner. A sexy, suspenseful thriller. Michael Douglas, Demi Moore. Disclosure, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Fox NFL Saturday is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop. By Red Dog, bold yet smooth and usually easy to drink. You are your own dog. And by Taco Bell, tacos, burritos, and nachos. Cross the border.
As I was saying, when you get down on the goal line, you're a big old tackle. You want him to run behind you. And then when you do, you want to get your guy blocked. Watch Larry Allen here. He not only blocks his guy, he buries his guy. He gets him going backwards and just puts him right over. That is a block on the goal line.
That is a smother on the goal line.
That's why Larry Allen was so excited. He was jumping up and down, and he was more excited than Blair Thomas.
Boniol's kickoff is short, handled by Arthur Marshall. Marshall from behind by Clayton Holmes. Larry Allen also can run as well as block.
This was a heck of a play on Monday night on this interception. Watch number 73 here. I mean, he runs. When he comes shooting out of here, he looks like a sprinter here. And when you take a guy who weighs 320 pounds and he can run that fast, to me, and then lay out
like he did, yep.
That is an amazing feat.
Aikman said he had him in his sights.
Aikman wasn't going to do anything except push him out of bounds. But when you can run like that and then block like that in the goal line, you're going to be a good player in this league.
Pass is deflected and picked off by the Cowboys. No, they say no. Woodson came up with it.
Look at Woodson. The way he's standing here, I think he knows that he didn't get it. If he thought that he would have got it, in fact, he's kind of even shaking his head. If he thought that that ball hadn't hit the ground, he would be one upset number 28.
I really didn't think it hit the ground.
Well, yeah, but Woodson must think so because he's not even arguing.
Well, let's see what we've got.
I mean, if you'd be indignant if this ball didn't hit the ground.
It hit the ground.
Yeah, but just bounced right into him.
So no reason to be indignant. Pass complete from Brown to Callaway. Devin Smith on the coverage. Good pat on the head from Callaway. First down Giants. 10-10 score.
Usually you'll find when indignance doesn't follow a call, the official's right. They're having a hard time with that wind down there in the sideline. They're having a hard time keeping their paperwork together. That's something. The linemen have come a long way, though, haven't they, when they sit?
All those pictures.
Look at pictures and stuff.
That's Pierce on the move. Brown has a man wide open as Callaway as the Cowboy backs ran into each other. The linebacker Dixon Edwards ran into Larry Brown, and Callaway came open.
Yeah, Larry Brown looked like he, for a while there, had pretty good position.
Yeah.
And then he just got knocked out of there. Now, here's where it has to start. They know that they have to get Charles Haley blocked. So they're keeping Howard Cross in there on him. And then that time they brought Lance Smith, the off guard, across to double him.
1st and 10, Giants. Handoff is to Rodney Hampton. And hard running by Hampton gets inside the Dallas 40s. Tripped up finally by James Washington.
And that's the other thing you want to do. When you get a pass rusher is going up the field. See, like Charles Haley goes up the field. Then if you can pin here, you get this hole that way. You see, you create a hole sideways, too. You see, they pinlet there. Haley goes up the field, and that's the hole that Rodney Hampton runs in.
2nd down and 4. 9 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. 10-10 tie. Brown wheels it outside to Rashid. Not quite a 1st down. Dixon Edwards pushed him out of bounds.
I think that Brown is going to be one of these guys that has a little streak in him. You know, he's going to be a streak passer because he looks like that, you know, he can get the confidence within a game and also lose confidence within a game. And he looks like now he's getting a feel, and that's kind of bringing a streak with him.
3rd and 1. From the Dallas 35. He gets the try. 1st down, Giants. Jim Jeffcoat, the veteran who's been there so long, is going to play some more.
There's a guy who's a heck of a coach. You know, I think,
heck of a guy.
I think, you know, when you talk about coaches you're impressed with in this league, I'm really impressed with most of them, but I think you put guys like Don Shula and Dan Reeves, Bill Parcells, you know, right at the top of that list.
1st and 10, Giants. Brown again gives to Hampton. Hampton again found a little room and got it to the 30. Stopped by Chad Hennings.
You know, one thing about these Cowboy uniforms, and you wonder how they can sweat so much in their pants on a day when it's so cold. I mean,
well, the ground's wet.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be wet back there. I mean, you don't want to be knocked into the ground back there. I would hope that it's either sweat or you sit on a wet bench.
Brown goes down by Jeffcoat. He's amazing. Jeffcoat. He just keeps coming.
Well, I think he can do that because they use Jeffcoat well. They don't play him all the time, and they try and give him about 25 plays a game. And you see in those 25 plays, that was just a power rush there. He lined up over there on the right side, and he just powered right through everything.
Now he gets a rest.
Yeah. And he always plays well, too, here. He's a local guy from New Jersey.
3rd down. They need the full 10. Brown dumps it to Meggett. Meggett is taken down by Darren Smith.
Yeah, that was kind of smoothing it into the wind. I guess is what Dave Brown did with that pass.
Pushing it into the wind.
Yeah, that looked like it was between a handoff and a pass. Call it a hass. Now watch here, Jumbo Elliott against Charles Haley. Again, he's getting that left arm up around his neck. He gets a left hand to the face, the arm around the neck. And old Jumbo's out there fighting for his life. Whatever it takes, he's going to get a block.
4th and 9 and a quick kick by Brown. 4th and 9, and it worked. They down it at about the 8. It was a bad looking thing.
Well, I think they have a word for it. I think they call it pooch.
That was worse than a pooch, I think.
Well, it's on the 8.
That was more like a pinch.
Pinch to pooch.
There's no stealing your thunder. No, it can't be contained. You fill me with wonder and cool me off like rain. You're a part of me. That's the heart of me. Without you, I'm just a lonely melody. But together we are harmony. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
This holiday season, remember to stock up on the absolute necessities. And while you're out, you might also want to pick up some food. There are over 9,000 ways to make tonight a blockbuster night.
Party of 5 is moving to Wednesdays.
I am totally, completely in love with you.
Don't miss Party of 5 right after 9:0210, starting Wednesday on Fox.
Here was 4th down. The Giants were on the 31-yard line. Now watch, Dave Brown looks like he's in shotgun. Gives a motion there like to start motion. Backs up and gets in the old quick kick position.
Rodney Peete swings it outside to Blair Thomas, and he's taken down right there by Felipe Sparks.
I mentioned this last week, too, with Felipe Sparks, that one thing the Giant corners, because they play so much of that cover 2, where the corner gets up and has to force and support, the Giant corners are really good open field tacklers. I mean, they come up and they've all, I mean, Mark Collins, Felipe Sparks, they're all good at coming up and making tackles in the open field at or around the line of scrimmage.
Blair Thomas way back deep in the end zone. He gets the carry. Gets out to about the 9. Jesse Armstead. Stacy Dillard made the stop.
Remember last week against the Eagles, the Giants were in this same area on the field, and they knew that they needed a big defensive play.
And they got one.
And I think to help them score, this is the type of thinking they have to have now. Get a turnover, make something happen, get the ball back, stop them here, and try and get the ball back.
4:50 now, less than that left in the 3rd quarter. 10-10 the score. And Peete back to throw it. Maybe. Ball is in the end zone. Came loose for Peete. Could be touchdown. Could be out of the end zone. Safety is safety. Well, there's your big play.
That was a big play.
By the defense, out of bounds. Safety. Kick at the 20.
Right, they know that this is a time, if you're going to make a big defensive play, make it in this situation. They come on a blitz. You see Jesse Armstead starts to the outside, then he comes right up the middle. And he hits Rodney Peete just as he starts to throw the ball. The ball comes out. If they recover it there, it's 7 points. If they don't, it's 2 points and a safety.
It's 2.